For now, we move on to episode 2, Empowering a Demon. I thought that was aphmau in a red dress, like they're going to change outfits every episode, which actually would make sense to keep their cover, but oh well. Very Jason Bourne of them. But no, we get Trevor instead, which I'm not complaining about.
How long are they going to keep us here for? I don't care if it's free. We should be allowed to go.
Man, I shouldn't have used the last of the body wash last night.
That is true. They could just like
harder and harder to find.
They could do a controlled evacuation or something. That's a fair point.
Caitlin?
This is just wrong.
I told you buying that extra body wash was going to save us in the long run.
Not that.
It's interesting. Did aphmau predict a part of lockdown? Because if you think about it, I mean, it wasn't body wash, and it was toilet paper that was like in short supply of when everyone was forced to be confined somewhere. Interesting.
But I did a good thing, right?
No. Yes. Yes, you did, Travis.
What's wrong, baby?
It's the fact that we're being forced to stay on this island.
It's the fact that that he called her baby, despite the fact that, without being beaten up. Maybe they did eventually go on that date and were successful in said date. I don't know. I mean, again, this is a very potent season in terms of traveling moments. Even though they are few and far between, they are still impactful. Unlike with season 5, where yes, they were still few and far between, they just live less on you. Well, I mean, except episode 20.
The fact that the house where aphmau was staying was ransacked and we don't know where anyone is.
That's a good point. They did leave Caitlin and Travis, but I guess they weren't part of the core group who was staying in that particular house. Though if you think they had photo IDs for all of them, all their photos would be on the wanted list. I don't know.
Caitlin, I understand your frustrations, but the Ultima.
No, I am tired of hearing that excuse. They can't just feed that to us anymore and expect that we're okay with being detained because of a theory.
You really could think that they could just do like a test on people if they're trying to leave the island to do some sort of controlled evacuation, which I think they are about to do. Or at some point they do.
We deserve answers.
You're right.
Travis, I want to get off this island.
I do too. Then
I totally want to get off this island and go to a different one for Lion Gate. I'm kidding.
What are we sitting around for? We could just
You're not sitting around, you're standing.
be like everyone else and complain, or we...
Travis trying to calm Kane down is cute. You know what's even cuter about this? The fact that it works. Because before Travis tried this, again, he'd be beaten up. And sometimes, like, even when he tries that, despite how much Kenan had opened up to him in season 2, she still lashed out at him, like, furiously at times. Not physically, but just verbally. And tried to shut him out. She's let him in at this point, and he actually does have that... It has kind of sort of that sway over her now. And that is really nice to see. I've mentioned this before, but especially back when MyStreet was airing, I was a huge traveling shipper. That was my OTP. That was my first real taste of having an OTP in the first place. So yes, absolutely adore these two.
We could do something about it. We could go to the docks and figure out what's going on.
Yeah.
Can they come down in more softer voice to watch out? They have come. Yeah, they have. It has taken forever, but I still appreciate that. Like, I was frustrated at the time when like the other ships, particularly, obviously aphmau had to get the focus. They were the main. Once the way was almost cleared to focus on more to do with other people, suddenly over time Zane-chan became the fandom fascination, and then at the same time as I was like mildly hinted, and then that got more in detail. I guess because Kawaii-chan had the habit of rushing, so of course she'd end up achieving her goal first, I suppose, or even having said goal to begin with, because obviously Caitlyn didn't for quite some time. But yeah, but regardless of that, here we are still. They still are the happy medium between waiting 10 years like aphmau and Aaron did, and waiting not at all like Zayn and Kawaii-chan did. Wow, they join the people, but they don't yell. Fair enough. Also, is that guy wearing Ian's jacket?
Yes,
That dot was like a suspended in midair.
everyone decided to complain today.
Let us through!
You can't keep us here.
Remain calm. If you cooperate and calm down, the easier this will be.
We want to leave!
Cooperate? We've done more than cooperate so far.
There we go, and Travis is the first one to speak up. Interesting. He's the one who leads the charge with Caitlyn. It's like, you know what, Caitlyn, you have this anger. Direct it, but also I will initiate. I will invite you in for that. Yeah.
Travis?
Excuse me, pardon me, excuse me? Excuse me. Hey!
You know, maybe Caitlyn's rubbed off on him as well as he's rubbed off on her.
Metalhead!
Huh?
Metalhead. Okay. The shading on Travis's hair still bugs you. What? We'll see you in a
You
second.
guys-
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's weird because, like, again, it's like the lighting on the back of Zayn's head that makes his hair look lighter than normal, where Travis is making his hair look grayer. Yeah, I don't really understand that. I mean, you know, even Abby commented on Travis's hair and how he said, you know, white is just my natural color. Well, what the heck is happening here, Travis? Just saying. Also, Caitlyn used to have highlights in her hair at one point. I don't know if she took those out or not. It's weird. Some of these changes just do not make sense in universe from one season to another. Other things do, but it depends.
Guys got a lot of nerve asking us to cooperate. We've been more than gracious just accepting the fact that we're being held here against our will.
You're being held here for your safety.
Ah, yes, while we search for a dangerous creature, please remain on the island with said dangerous creature.
Our safety? You call forcefully going through our places safe?
Watch your mouth. You have no idea what you're dealing with.
I feel like it is not proper protocol to say watch your mouth to a distressed civilian.
Was that a threat?
Maybe it was.
What?
You don't threaten her!
Okay, and this is how a war starts, you know. I feel like that this is exactly, if anyone who's seen has seen Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. Oh no, not even Fantastic Beasts. It was the Crimes of Grindelwald. It was that one scene where Grindelwald was able to turn an entire crowd after one person ends up being killed in the rally by an aura. Like, you see, I am not the aggressive one here, or something like that. I'm not the villain. I can't remember what he said. Metalheads is the new name for the Guardian Forces. I think that's what heavy metal fans call themselves, actually.
Travis!
No kicking innocent people. Yeah, very fair. This is the first time also we see inside Travis's mind. Like, we've had the connection between himself and the Demon Warlock before, but this is the first time I think we see that manifesting. Spotlight, of course. Theater, Caitlyn. Ooh.
Worthless.
What?
Hey, he tried here.
You couldn't even stand up for her. Let
I just realized there's like a shadow of the collar and stripes on Dark Travis here, but not on the light one.
alone defend yourself.
Shiny floor. Yeah, it reminds me of the flowers from the first part of Undertale.
You belong down there in dirt. Where I belong.
Travis?
A pathetic excuse for a Valkyrum.
A complete waste of oxygen.
I think this also might be the first time we hear Travis's last name being mentioned. It's been known for years he's been called Travis Valkyrum because that was A, on the wiki, and B, mentioned in diaries, and they all have the same last names as in diaries. But yeah, in MyStreet itself, no one said it before now. Which I guess implies that the Valkyrum family are about to become really important.
Travis?
I can help you. Huh?
Travis!
Huh?
Travis!
Not this time. Next time. The episode's called Empowering a Demon, though, so some point's gonna, like, wrestle power from him.
Are you okay?
I'm fine.
Travis' version of goes, yeah, you think so. I wonder what would have happened if Travis got a charm like Kim did. Whether that would have done anything or not.
Make you regret.
Try it, love.
Hey, she will. Be careful what you wish for.
Come on, Travis. Let's go.
But
Yeah, again, they're so worried for each other. They're like defending. Yeah, of course. Wait, actually, that's another evolution. Because remember, in Phoenix Drop High, the first time that Caitlyn ever sees Travis is because Travis is when she's hit him in the face with a volleyball, and he has, and he was like almost knocked out. And she's like, "Whoa, be careful, dude," or something like that. And you know, it's not my fault that he's so weak, or something along those lines. And aphmau has to stand up for Travis. aphmau has to defend Travis from Caitlyn at that point. Again, I love to see like how, even not even just like how close they've connected, but just how much they've both grown up as well. That's what I love about this kind of series, because it's Minecraft. So if a person wanted to, they could just take some certain Minecraft characters, keep them exactly the same age forever, and never advance them at all. Don't have to give them prequels or anything. Just, or maybe you could flash forward to the future sometimes, have alternative things, and end up having the Minecraft equivalent of The Simpsons going on. You could do that. Logistically speaking, it would work, but it's just not as engaging. I like it when characters are able to grow up, to change, to go on a journey, and we get to witness said journey. Which is why the Mutant Girl, particularly, despite the fact that it's been on for so long, it has had the characters, reach the level of high school from graduating from starting from 2 years ago. They're 14 now. They used to be 12. Like, it's that, and it's these kind of examples that I really enjoy in there. It's like any sort of animated or machinima show at all really does help. It makes a huge difference for me.
You'll pay.
Anyone else?
Okay. Wow. When you can't do the remain calm, we just have to go, yeah, come at me. It wasn't even the same guard, I think. It was the one on the left who was talking. I don't know.
Bravo team, come in.
Bravo team reporting. There have been reports
Of course they're called Bravo Team. What else would they be called? What other name would they have?
of resident restlessness. Any issues down at the dock?
It's been taken care of. Everything under control here.
Perfect. Maintain order until otherwise noted.
I think there's the blue flame you might have seen on the jacket there. It's also got a sword in it. Imagine if Ghost found out about that ghostly figure, and that Travis saw and told Kim. Kim made Travis's own charm. I mean, I think Lucinda had to enchant it in some way, so it'd have to have been that Kim asked Lucinda. But yeah, same idea. Another panning shot. / tracking shot, I forgot the term. And in we go.
You hurt her, so help me.
The captain is simply asking us some questions. Relax.
A Brit gets to be a Brit. And here's Sylvana, once again, angry for a reason, like I said before. This scene is what I was talking about.
Hey there.
Hey there.
Can I get you anything? Water, snack, perhaps?
This is actually a known tactic by interrogators, particularly in the US.
Why am I here?
Straight to the point, eh?
Why am I here?
Fine. Where is your daughter?
I couldn't tell, I've had to check about the ears.
What?
Where is your daughter?
Even if I did know, what makes you think I'd tell you? You're keeping us here against our will!
And for good reason.
What reason could that possibly be? That rumor about the Ultima? You know it's a fairy tale. I don't know why you're wasting your time here.
Tell me, do you know why people fear the Ultima?
No, because it's not real.
About 45 years ago, Guardian forces were sent.
Okay, and now we go. For you see, long ago. And again, it was implied in last episode that Toby had a very strong motivation apart from his duty to capture the Ultima. And here it is now. Capture the Ultima. Even saying it sounds like capture the Avatar.
Sent to a small town outside of Brightport to investigate a series of
Brightport, another place that's referenced in diaries.
murders. When they got there,
In fact, I think Brightport was the first place we even saw werewolves to begin with. There was a werewolf tribe outside of Brightport, I believe. So yeah, it all ties back.
it was a massacre. Bodies everywhere.
Oh look, see, you recognize it too. Brilliant. Looking on the logo, it does have a sword in the blue flames. Could have sworn it was blue. It was just a blue flame. Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, there you go. Just that's what the Guardian forces seem to use as their branding.
Women, children,
It's why the fact they have no swords. Maybe they were founded years ago when they did have swords.
and among the bodies,
Of course, you say women, children, because you got to pull on those heartstrings. Apparently.
a shadow emerged. The glare of red eyes had met them face to face. It was the Ultima. The monster began to rip the Guardian forces apart. One
This is the first time we've seen a werewolf in a wolf form. We have had reference in Phoenix Drop High. I think someone at one point said something about what happens when werewolves are in their wolf form, but that's really it.
by one.
And yes, I know that it's not really we're not seeing it per se, we're seeing the artist's rendition of it, but still, it's referencing the fact that it does indeed occur once again.
It wasn't until one soldier looked the Ultima in the eyes, he became engulfed in pain. Yet, in sheer desperation, he managed to strike the monster and spare his comrades at the cost of his life.
That's not easy at all.
He was my grandfather, the captain of the Guardian forces at the time.
I'm sorry.
My family has sworn.
I think that might be another tactic, actually. Tell it back so you humanize yourself and make yourself relatable. Notice how Toby, of course, is the one who's able to show his face during this time, and actually seem like the only human person in the Guardian forces, despite the fact that he cares for them as the people that they are. Brightport was indeed okay, yeah. Of course, the first werewolves were featured on screen, and the first werewolf dynasty. It all ties back.
Sworn to protect this world from forces.
Brightport's not that far from Phoenix Drop, actually, so maybe they went to Falcon Claw after that as a way to escape.
That would destroy it. The Ultima is real, and a real danger. It's a force of pure destruction, and it will kill without hesitation. It has happened many times in the past, and it will happen again. If your daughter is with this monster, it is only a matter of time until she's hurt or killed. So tell me, where is your daughter?
I mean, she's on the run, even despite this story. She's still clearly does not have an idea. But yeah, nice try, Toby. You did all the tactics you could. In fact, you really did follow the book on that. I would leave my drink to you, but I have a feeling we're about to see a Jess transition once more. Give it a moment. Oh, I guess not. I get a feeling that was the ad break.
I never thought I'd have to use this.
The first werewolf we saw was being held prisoner by that hunter guy. Yes, that was Lowell, wasn't it?
Again. You said we were done when we sealed him away the first time. You said he couldn't escape. Fine.
I'm trying to figure out like that's not any language I understand.
You better be right this time. I'm trusting my family's lives on your plan.
I completely forgot who he was talking to there. Like, I have no memory of that. Did it come back at all? Not sure.
You got the list?
Got it.
Good. I wasn't able to grab these last time I went out, so hopefully with extra hands we can nab more.
You can count on me.
Oh, so you do know where it is, you just couldn't carry all of it. Yeah, that makes sense. You should probably have more runners than one at any one given time for that reason, but yeah, okay. Sealed away the first time, so who's... Oh, I know who he's talking about in terms of being sealed away for the first time. Because remember, like, well, Zach, Elizabeth, and Michael were all sealed away at one point by Derek and Garte. However, Garte doesn't have telepathic whispering powers, so he's not talking to Garte. So I guess someone else assisted with that, maybe?
Just try to avoid eye contact with people. I find a lot of people stare at me, and it makes me really nervous.
Don't worry about it.
You are wearing like a bright, like purple flame hoodie. That's going to attract some attention.
I won't do anything that will call attention to me.
Good. Let's go.
So Cinna could just make herself invisible, couldn't she, if you wanted to? Oh, I forgot her spell doesn't work. It is curious to me, like, how TVs turn on automatically, apparently. I don't know if that's a thing that they could... I know that you could, like, control broadcast, but can you actually control... Especially, like, when they... when, like, their power comes on? Of course you can if it's an enclosed building and that's part of the system, but I mean, like, regular consumer TVs. Breaking news! The Ultima has been sighted! We now go to villager number 9 on the scene. Thank you, village number 4. As you can see, everyone is falling because the Ultima is on a rampage. We've decided not to film the eyes on the camera. Again, it is very scary. I hope someone gets that.
Sir, is it true Starlight has been shut down?
Absolutely. The safety of our guests comes first and foremost.
Which is why we're keeping them on an island with a dangerous monster on it.
Which is why all unauthorized boats both coming to and leaving out of Starlight have been suspended until further notice.
You are saying the safety...
All unauthorized, which I guess does mean that he is getting different boat stuff, which is probably where some, like, supplies are coming from, like food and hopefully eventually body wash. Things like that are originating from.
of our guests, yet your guests are detained on the island.
Yes, word and sightings of the Ultima werewolf have been confirmed beyond any doubt. Hence why the Guardian forces
Beyond any doubt. A random Mifwa told us about it.
have been called in to keep...
And yes, it's the same logo from the announcement. You know that thing that you know, the one that was like scrolling past while the photos were on screen in the first episode? Yeah, it's that.
our guests safe and detain the beast. We are going to capture the Ultima, and we are going to do it here and now.
What are the plans to capture the Ultima? Are there any in place?
Well, the Ultima are watching this broadcast, so be careful what you say.
My hope is that this all ends safely. broadcast is being watched by the Ultima, I ask that he turn himself in before anyone else gets hurt.
We know it's a he, I guess. That's the sighting.
It's a trap.
Yes, thank you. You know what else could have been a trap? Coming to an island that was run by your old business associate. Didn't think that one through, did you? Listening to someone with no bangs? Wow. Okay. Okay. You know, he is like thousands of years old. He has the right to have a bit of a receding hairline.
How long can we keep running? They want an Ultima.
Like our buildings look pink and purple in the background there. Like, kind of makes the light brown of this one look a bit out of place. Did that music track that fade in before that one? Is that okay?
You there? You've been awfully quiet.
Yeah, because you put a charm on to silence her, obviously. Take that thing off. And then you won't be so... Okay, there we go. Still works.
It's hazy.
It's Derek. I'm admiring the fish tank. Ah.
I can't stop thinking about him.
Not again.
Something I forgot. Something important. Something.
Ghost?
Zane. Why Zane? Please, don't!
Yeah, I think this was after I did my Ghost as Zoe routine. She wasn't confirmed as Emmeline yet because no glasses. I mean, who would suspect? But yeah, everything else pointed to that, and I did not like that. I still don't like that conclusion. It still doesn't make any sense to me. But I do concede the whole Zoe thing. That would have been fun, but alas.
Ghost? Who are you?
Doesn't wait for an answer, I guess.
Hey guys, Jess here, and be sure to check out this aphmau theme plushie. Available. Oh, that's not a plushie. Be sure to check out this real aphmau theme plushie. This is the real one, not the one I was holding. That's mine. You can't have that one. But you can totally have this one. It is currently on sale, and there is a limited stock. So be sure to check it out in the link
It's
down
kind of
below.
like fash fish.
No, you won't.
Right,
Enjoy
fish,
the
of
show,
course.
guys. Bye.
I appreciate your commitment to the bit there, Ghost Kitty. Now I think about it, cats in Minor Demons are called spirits. That makes them ghost kitties.
Oh man, both stores just opened and people are already in line for supplies.
That's why.
Yeah, thank you, aphmau. We can see that.
Here, right?
You know, it's actually been really great so far to not have to like point out that, you know, the characters have to verbally state stuff on screen like this. I'm glad that I was able to wait this long before I can make a yes, aphmau, we can see that point.
Oh, right. Sorry.
Yeah, see, like those things are not to be embarrassed of, really. It's just aphmau being her usual funny and goofy self, particularly in a series that is, you know, devoid of a lot of levity.
Brain fart there.
All right, then. I'll go to this store, and you go the other.
Got it.
Again, more than one makes sense. Oh wait, she's got a hood on. What are you doing? Your face is exposed now. Put the hood back on. Stop with these beautiful tracking shots and hide. Oh, that was the not aphmau I saw before. Yeah, Lucinda's headband is interesting, isn't it? Ooh, epic foreshadowing.
Excuse me, miss? I believe you dropped this? Miss?
Oh, well, never mind.
Miss!
All she wants is to give you back the ice cream, and here we are with our first chase sequence. Okay. Jake and Yuri like those. And Yuri? Does Yuri wear a mask at this point? I need to get this chase music. Better hope Zane's not on duty. Oh, and here we are with the animation again. He's getting on you. All this for ice cream. I do like how they're used sparingly, like the only when you like actually have a visual that you must need support by animation. I remember at one point B was going to do an idea that eventually became Rip in the Dark. But in one of these early formats, what her idea was to in the script have every other page be animated. And I said at the time, BB, this is a horrible idea, because that means that every single that like not you won't be able to complete a scene like this. At least mark different scenes to have them be animated, but also some things will need more animation than others. But if they happen to fall on the wrong page, then you're doomed. Also, you have one animator, so don't do that. I also said, remember what season 6. Remember that there was only one animator working on this by the middle portion, which is why it took so long for some other scenes to come out. So it is something that is that is worth considering. That in here it's reserved only for moments that is required to. I guess until towards the end where it sort of like interjects, but when you can have a calm sequence, just have your usual self, and that's all you need.
No. Oh, thank you.
Are you alright?
I'm fine. Just startled.
Let's get back to the hotel.
I hope it doesn't get rated for help. The music is still going, so there we are. And you doomed yourself. Long as you stay with me, I'm alright. No. Okay, so I've said it before, but that's that music, I think, because it's not as overplayed as Faster Car, it does stand out a lot more. It's less of a case of I've heard this song a million times and therefore I hate it now. It's just more like, you know what? It's still a bop. Okay, so I can understand why listener got startled there. However, the guard did say you just dropped this. It's not like I don't think Lucinda's face has been mentioned to be recognized at all. So unfortunately, because of that moment, got to carry on. Imagine if it was a normal shy citizen who didn't want to talk to the Guardian Force, who just ignored him. I mean, even then, it could have just been the case of an angry citizen. I'm sure that they'd be used to those. But oh well. You gotta be able to hand people that ice cream. Alas. Levi drink still, by the way, now that I've watched the episode, it still goes to Toby and his motivation and backstory. You know, that actually would have made a good trailer, I think about it. Having that sequence, or at least even just a shadow of the Ultima appear in one of those videos. Probably the first one. I feel like the first trailer could be covered in a flashback or something where it was just revealed that, okay, this was not the potion that Michael intended for aphmau. It was a different one. But, and that was really the only important part, because everything else was recapping Emerald's secrets. Yeah, I think that would have been way better. And once again, very few notes. I'm saying that quite frequently, and it's like, wow, all right. Continue to astound, Queen. Fair enough. I guess in the grand scheme of things, not too much happened with the main character this time, but I guess it was catching up with, okay, these are where everyone else is. We've got Travis and Caitlin, naturally as well. It was worth seeing where they were. Even Sylvana to some extent. And of course, that led to the reveal of Toby. But yeah, with Travis and Caitlin particularly, oh, that should have been the Levi drink. Should have been to Travis. Why didn't I leave it to Travis and Caitlin? I have to start learning to do those early if I can. Okay. Figurative Levi drink, Travis and Caitlin. What I do wonder is that the episode is called Empowering a Demon. And yes, it has to be called something that starts with letter E because of how the titles work. The titles all spell out a particular phrase. But regardless of that, the demon didn't feel very empowered at all. Maybe in the moment when Travis got knocked out and he felt useless, he didn't really start to give in too much to that suggestion. But maybe in the back of his mind, it's like, oh, this is my lifeline. I can let this thing take over as the Valkyrum proper that it apparently is. Maybe that's what it was, but even so, probably a weak reason to have that title, honestly. So, yeah, again, fantastic episode, just possibly call it something else. Could it be like eventual downfall? Still starts with an E. I don't know. You know, I'm picturing Yuri hiding Jake's skull mask and forcing him to wear colorful mask and animal theme mask. I mean, yeah, I'm sure that Jake has a reason to wear a mask in the first place. So, if that comes into anything, of course, do say. All right, we're still pressed for time. You know, all this is getting very intense, isn't it? We need something to lighten up the mood, don't we? We need more masks, more levity. Possibly even a dance.